What's up, guys? Classy Metal here. Very long overdue collection update. These are just some things that odd and end pieces that have come into my collection over the last, I'd say, almost couple of months. I didn't have like a big order come in with these. A lot of these were just like single CD orders and that type of stuff, so they just haven't fell into a general collection update yet. So some of this stuff I've had for a little bit already, but I've gotten so far behind I felt like I needed to go on and just throw all these together and get this video out of the way. And looks like I have like a random very gray hair in my beard showing bad in this video, so I just noticed that. Sorry that feeling old here. Lost my train of thought. As I was saying, this is just some random stuff from all over. I'll kind of get into where each of these I ordered it from or got it from as I show it. I have a few things that I got in from Redstream. I've had those for a little bit as well, but I think I'll do those in their own video at some point, because there's quite a big stack here and I've already wasted a minute just kind of rambling on. I've also got an idea. I'm thinking about starting a new series probably next Sunday. If it's something that some of you would be interested in, definitely let me know in the comments. I'm thinking about doing almost like I've seen, I know Scott Waters does his What's Spinning videos where he shows what he's been playing in his car or what he's been listening to in the past week. Tainted Lord, I think I forgot the number. Tony, man, I forgot the number of the channel. It's like Tainted Lord 87 or something along those lines. He does videos where he shows what his top plays were for that week. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, which I will have linked up in the description, you will see like the weekly collages I put together of what I've been listening to that week. I'm thinking of starting a weekly video series where I upload every Sunday and kind of highlight some of the top plays that I've had for the week, kind of let you know what I've been listening to, especially for those of you that don't follow or aren't on those social media platforms. If that's something that you would be interested in seeing, definitely let me know, because it's an idea that I'm definitely toying with, I guess, at the moment. So if I think enough people will be interested, I'll definitely go more into that direction and then probably start that up next Sunday. Okay, I'm just going to get into this. These are all CDs that I'm going to be showing. The first thing that I'm going to show I got from my buddy Austin. He's got his own YouTube channel. Definitely go check him out. I will link him up in the description as well. It's Mr. Evil Ops is his YouTube name. He's fairly new to YouTube. He's at that point of metal collecting and that point of metal listening sometimes that I wish I could go back to, where everything has that excitement is still there. I wasn't at that point where I felt kind of like a metal snob at times, and where you're learning so much new stuff and everything just seems to jump out and grab you and is exciting to you, and that's why I enjoy his channel, because he seems so excited about the things that he's showing. Definitely go give him a sub and give him a follow and give him some support as well. He did a giveaway on his channel, and I actually owned every album that was in his giveaway except for this one. I had never heard this one, so I just went ahead and went for it. I said, you know, what could I lose if I win it? So the CD I got from him was Hazard, and the name of the album is Misleading Evil. I've made no qualms about thrash metal not being my favorite genre. I guess I should clarify that a little bit. I do love some thrash metal bands. There are like Overkill, some classic thrash I absolutely love. There's just some bands that have a definite way of enunciating their words. It's a vocal delivery, I think, that irks me. The thrash music itself I do find enjoyable. There's a very specific vocal delivery that a lot of thrash metal bands do nowadays, and the enunciation of the words, I just find it very superficial, and it turns me off, and that's where I'm getting at with my dislike of some modern thrash. This album is actually very good. I enjoyed this. It's been in my truck playing for about 2 weeks now, non-stop. So it's definitely I can't say I don't like it, because I've given it that many listens. So definitely thankful to have this. So thank you, Austin, for this. Definitely go follow his channel. and all that good stuff, it's in the description. The next 3 CDs I ordered from Nicholas, who runs the Motley Crue Forever. I believe it's Motley Crue Forever 1 is his YouTube name. I will link that up in the description as well. And he was doing a sale through Facebook, and I think he made a video I guess a month or 2 ago now. It's been a little bit, selling some albums, and I jumped on it. There was some stuff that I've been meaning to pick up. Jumped on that. I got a great price and definitely was glad to add these to the collection. I got Sour, however you pronounce it, with Guardians. Fantastic atmospheric black metal. Let me get that. I gotta fight this glare today. Love that artwork. This is one that I had put off for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm glad to finally have it in the collection now. Fantastic stuff, and I've been meaning to pick that one up forever, so I'm glad to have that. Next up, we have an EP. This is Hypocrisy with it's the Shaped CD EP. The name of the EP is Maximum Abduction. Obviously, that alien theme that Hypocrisy is so well known for. There's no front artwork, as you can see on this EP. It just shows the disc. I will take that out because it's pretty neat. Just the little shaped CD. It's pretty solid material on this EP as well. It's not just a little shaped CD gimmick. The 4 tracks on this, if you're into Hypocrisy, then you know, pretty strong stuff on that. So definitely glad to have that in collection now as well. Also got a Graveland with Sharpening of the Thousand Swords. This is kind of demo type material, very raw. You have to be a fan. I guess you have to be a fan of Graveland to really enjoy this. I found this to be quite enjoyable. I know some people probably won't be your cup of tea, but there we have Graveland. The next, I guess, couple that I'm going to show were from Bandcamp, so they were separate. One was a pre-order I made. That's the new Bjorn's Hall. This is an atmospheric, I guess, pagan type black metal out of New Hampshire. I have their debut album as well. I had no idea that these guys were from New Hampshire. They're on Nottermock Productions out of, I believe it's out of Germany. It's in Europe, I know. And I started laughing. I was like, I have to order a CD from Nottermock from a band that's in the States. I have to get it shipped over from overseas. But the band themselves got some copies, so I was able to save on shipping a little bit. The name of this release is Estuary. So there we go. They just recently made an Instagram page themselves, and I just followed that today, actually. Fantastic release. It's been in non-stop rotation since it came in the mail. They also threw in a patch. I thought that was really neat. That came, if you did the pre-order, they threw a patch in as well. So definitely love this stuff. Fantastic stuff. Definitely check that one out if you haven't. If you're into that kind of pagan, atmospheric, Tolkien type black metal, then you will definitely enjoy that. Next up, we have some neo folk, and I ordered this from Bandcamp as well. This is a band out of Canada. This is an album that I've been looking for so long, and it was sold out on Bandcamp when I first looked for it. I couldn't find any copies on eBay in CD format. They had tapes and vinyl, which, if you know me, or you could look behind me, you see I'm more of a CD guy than anything. Almost broke down and got the tape or the vinyl version just because I couldn't find this. But Mike over at Transcending Records sent me a message telling me that they had these. He knew I was looking for it, and he told me that these were on the band's Bandcamp. Jumped on it, so thank you, Mike, for that. Definitely appreciate that. This is Muskox with their full-length entitled Woodfall. You can see that. This is the special numbered edition. I don't know if you can make that out. This is 288 out of 300, and it is signed on the inside. Nathaniel is such an amazing guitarist and musician. Fantastic release. I love the self-titled EP, but this ranks right up there. Just fantastic. If you're into that kind of folky type stuff. Definitely check that out. I'm pretty sure you've already heard that if you're into folk and that type stuff anyway. Just hit my table with my camera on it. Apologize. Got dry mouth already, 10 minutes into this, and I feel like I haven't shown anything. Next up, we have some deathcore. So I know someone's going to go ahead and smash that dislike button just because of this. This is the newest EP from Traitors. This is entitled Anger Issues. As you can see, that case is dirty. Probably can't make that out too well. This is the limited red copy. They had a red, a white, and I think a black. I forgot how many this actual, the red, I know it was the most limited of the releases. That's why I got this one, but I can't remember how many. I think it was like 250 or 150. I don't know. Don't get me lying. This was released on Chugcore. I think this came out in February. So I've had this for a little bit already, as I said, way behind. I know there's a glare and that artwork's dark, so you can't make that out. If you're into that kind of beat down, deathcore type stuff, they go back a little bit more in that direction, kind of away from where they were on Mental State. Fantastic stuff. Love it. Next up, we have two that I ordered in a metal and core collecting group that I'm on Facebook. The first one is the one I've been looking for so long, and I didn't want to pay $40. I've seen it going for like $40 or $50, and there's no way that I'm going to pay that kind of money for this. Got both of these for a fraction of what this one CD was just going for, so I had to jump on it. This is a Coprocephalic, I believe is how you pronounce that band name, with the Gluttonous Chunks. Fantastic, kind of brutal death metal slam stuff. Amazing stuff. I know Luke over at Death Metal Fan Channel, he was kind of jealous that I found this. So I was definitely happy to find it at the price that I got it at. I think I got both of these for like $15 shipped. The next one is the same band with their newest release, The Oath of Relinquishment. I had this on Digipack, the limited Digipack, at one point, and somebody made me an offer that I couldn't refuse on buying it. Regretted selling it, you know, pretty soon after I sold it. So I'm glad to have it back. This isn't as limited as the Digipack, but I do think I prefer the jewel case version over the Digipack anyway. So definitely glad to have this back, and it's just a fun, both of these albums, just fantastic releases, fun stuff, brutal stuff, just a good old-fashioned fun slam ride, I guess. I can't remember if I've showed this next one or not. The next four, I believe, came from eBay. I think I may have shown this already. It came out in December, and I've had it for a bit. Listen to it quite often, but I just can't remember if I put it in a video, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it in this. If you know me at all, you know I love this band anyway. This is Eldamar with A Dark Forgotten Past. Fantastic release. If I'd have had a physical copy of this when I did my end of the year list at the end of December, this would have definitely ranked up there. This could have possibly topped Wormwood for the top album of the year. I just love Eldamar that much. Atmospheric black metal. Fantastic stuff. If you know atmospheric black metal, you know Eldamar. I don't have to say anything else about that release. I was whining on Facebook a few weeks ago about wanting to add some more Campfire to my collection, so I did just that. Norwegian pagan black metal, and the name of this release is, I'm going to butcher this, Jevelmokt. Yeah, cannot pronounce it. Doesn't matter. Still fantastic stuff. If you're into, I guess, like Nocturnal Mortem and that type stuff, you'll love Campfire. If you haven't checked them out, definitely do so. It was a band that I hadn't thought about in quite a long time, and I got that Campfire shirt last year in a Metalhead box, and it kind of reintroduced me to this band, and I kind of had to add more to my collection. Next up, we have the newest release from Summoning, With Doom We Come. First time I listened to this, I did not like it at all. I was very disappointed. Didn't pick up the album. Just kind of forgot about it. Came back to it last week and listened to it again through a YouTube stream. Sounded much better this time. I don't know if I just wasn't in the mood for it or what the first time I did the first listen. So I went ahead. I was like, well, I'm going to order a copy. This got here like in a day. Like I ordered it, and they sent it Amazon. I didn't even order it on Amazon. I ordered it on eBay, but I guess the seller is an Amazon seller as well. They sent it like overnight. Like it was here. I couldn't believe that it got here the next day. So anyway, this is Summoning with Doom We Come. Favorite track on this is track number 2. And I can't remember. It's either Gilbertine, Silvertine. Anyway, track number 2, my favorite on this. And I'm glad I gave it a second chance because I was just really disappointed the first time. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I just listened to a bad stream or what. A bad upload, poor upload. Because when I went back and listened to it again, it didn't even sound like the same album that I'd heard. So I'm glad I gave it a second chance. Glad to have this in my collection. I could honestly see this ending up on my end of the year list now. So definitely glad it's always good to go back and give something a second chance, especially after you're listening to YouTube streams, because I found that some are not as good quality as others. And last but not least, we have Arkona with their 2014 release. I believe Yav is how you pronounce that. Folk metal. Arkona are kind of front runners in the folk metal genre for me. I love Arkona. Glad to add this one to the collection that I have. The name is in Russian, as you can see. I say Arkona. I think that's what it's translated to. This is the dual disc release digipack on Napalm Records. It has the DVD, which I haven't watched yet. These discs have been trying to fall out of the case. There we go. Fantastic folk metal. If you're into folk metal, especially the kind of female vocal folk metal type stuff, definitely check out Arkona if you haven't. I'm sure you probably already have. The bonus DVD has the 10th anniversary show at a concert hall in Moscow. I can't pronounce but I haven't checked that DVD out. I need to do so here pretty soon because I'm sure that would be a great show to see. There's the back. I'm not sure if I showed that. That's all I'm going to show in this video. It's already 17 minutes in. If I had known that it was going to take that long, I probably wouldn't have shown all of those in one. I hope I haven't bored you all to tears. Let me know in the comments if you'd be willing to watch a video like a what's spinning, what's been playing video. I have to come up with some kind of witty, clever name for that. Also, there's a giveaway going through Metalhead Box for a Ghost. I forgot the name of the album, the live album, the new release from Ghost. They're doing an LP giveaway. They're doing several giveaways, and you don't have to be a subscriber to enter in that. So I'll link that up in the description as well. Definitely get on that. I mean, what do you have to lose? If you're into the band Ghost, then definitely worthwhile taking your time to check that out. I will post a new video soon. I'll do the Red Stream in their own video. It's like 6 albums, so it shouldn't take that long. Have some other stuff on the way as well that I can't wait to show you guys. That's all I've got for today. Stay classy, stay metal, and I will see you all very soon.